Additionally, I want to thank you for reminding my dear brother that there are areas we are leading and we took to run down ourselves. When you reminded him that in this country, a president considered defeat. He didn't start from Ghana. It's important that we keep our records. I'm happy that you did that.
Thank you.
The second is that going through the CV, fine. And my friend also said because of the SAN thing, that makes it different. I'm not too sure. I think what makes the difference is that you have been involved with all the efforts, or some of the efforts, to reform the Electoral Act in a way that will be more transparent and will give Nigerians greater confidence in the electoral process. That for me, that your previous involvement as an independent, as a Nigerian, with the knowledge of law, that for me makes you outstanding compared to those who are not lawyers who have been there before. And I think even those ones, they deserve some commendation. Because between the do or die president and the one that said the blood of a Nigerian is not worth his office, we have made some progress. That said, you mentioned that you were part of those who drafted the law amended the Electoral Act, which former, now late President Muhammadu Buhari declined to accept. For the benefit of hindsight now, if you were to look at that law, does it merit the accent of the president? And if so, why? What were the new innovations that were in that act that was vetoed? The use of lecturers. Your predecessors introduced the use of lecturers as collation officers. And I think it was based on some assumption that to be in academic as people from ivory towers, you will be free from the day-to-day biases of the ordinary man. From what we have seen, including the fact that in Edo State, 1 or 2 lecturers have been convicted for changing 100 to 1,100. And this person has a doctorate degree. So given some of the evidences that you have reviewed in court, even if you were not involved in those cases, but you review superior court decisions, do you still hold the view that you will continue with this tradition in the face of the current evidence? Last one, an experience we had in Edo State. Because the Senate President said we should speak from our own experiences, where the chairman of a political party, a party that is dying now, his wife was a director or heading ICT unit of INEC in a state, and the husband being PDP, being chairman of a party, but if the truth be told, being PDP wife, the wife of PDP chairman, the husband was always boasting that the wife will supply information that will enable them deal with the issue of accreditation. Will you be able, as you have said, as you have assured us earlier, in course of your doing audit and review of what has happened, make a policy that seeks to say that if you are a spouse of a politician, you cannot be given appointment, particularly a sensitive appointment in INEC, so that it doesn't become a family affair. That's the last point I'd like to make. Otherwise, from all that you have said, your comportment, the way you present your issues, I am clear that you are mentally allowed to deal with all the issues. The only mistake you made, which I mentioned to my people here, we were gossiping, where you seek to compare just weather with the English weather. Just weather is perfect, English weather is not. If they say you are like an English weather, it means you are not reliable. English weather is not as good as just weather.
Thank you, thank you.
You are a good man now. You are a good man.
Senator Shehu Boba.
Thanks again for this opportunity. I want to start with the last question, which was framed for the Senate President. That has to do with the registration and thumb printing at the local government. Beyond just decentralizing, I will want to look at a situation where we can even use technology to eliminate some of those encumbrances that have been encountered in relation to the voters' registration. So if we have a supportive technology, we'll be able to deal with that. But if there are no technologies for that, we can't talk of decentralizing. That is not a problem, but we can use technology to avoid all these problems. Now, adverting to the question raised by distinguished Senator Oshiomhole, that whether the spouse of a party official will continue to function and hold sensitive position in INEC, or whether he should even hold any position at all. I want to say that, consistent with the principle of natural justice, where there is likelihood of bias, not just that there is bias, likelihood, it can be flagged to INEC, and INEC would take appropriate decision on that. The issue of whether we should continue to use lecturers or university dons for collation, I want to, with respect, say I may not be in a position now until I look at the various referendum and reports of the elections and whether we have options. What are the options? You weigh it, and then you will be able to come to a decision. If we have a better option, we can pursue that. I believe that those are the two issues that are outstanding. Okay, about the 2018 electoral amendment, I want to say that most of the issues that were raised there.
Prof, there is a point of order, so please stop. Leader of the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President, sitting as chair. Very distinguished colleagues, I'm rising pursuant to Order 8(3) of our rules to seek for extension of time to enable us to sit beyond 3 p.m. to be able to conclude on our proceedings that is ongoing. I so move, Mr. President.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, I support the motion that, pursuant to relevant sections of our rules, that we extend the time beyond 3 o'clock to enable us conclude the activities of the day. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in support that time be extended beyond 3 p.m. to enable us conclude, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Prof, continue.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Senate President, distinguished senators. The last point I was going to make is in relation to the amendment of 2018. And I dare say that most of the recommendations in the 2018 have been adopted, some in the 2022 Electoral Act. And some of our recommendations had even been improved upon by the 2022 Act. But the amendment of the Electoral Act will continue to be a continuous process, working with the Senate and the National Assembly. Thank you very much, sir, Your Excellency.
Thank you. Please sit back. But Prof, as I promised you, I'll hand this paper over to you. What will be your reaction to a situation where the Supreme Court delivers a judgment on a matter and litigants go to the lower court to go and direct INEC to disobey Supreme Court judgment? Can you make use of the Electoral Act that empowers INEC to review results that have no foundation before declaration of the final result? This is coming from Senator Ome. I'll give it to you so that it will be part of your working document as you go. We don't expect any answer because we have closed that session. The other question is from distinguished Senator Plan. He's saying, will you consider adopting an insurance policy for ad hoc staff? Probably they largely use NYSC members because of insecurity and past experiences where most of them lost their lives in the course of conducting election in some parts of the country. Will you consider ensuring that you put in place an insurance policy for those ad hoc staff so that their death will not be in vain and their families will probably get something from INEC, as it may never compensate for loss of life, but at least as a recognition of their sacrifice. This is coming from the Senior Senator Plan. No, not now. It's for a part of his working document. From the Senior Senator Asukwekwe, most critical aspects in the electoral process is the collation of results. And the most sensitive collation is the collation of results across 176,974 polling units across 8,809 wards, which happens concurrently at the end of votings. What initiatives do you propose to deploy to safeguard the integrity of this collation process, which is very sensitive? Senator Asukwekwe. So, just before you depart, we realized there was a slight omission, that there was no word from your state or your senatorial district. So I'd like to give 1 minute for the senatorial district that you come from to thank the Senate for spending almost 3 hours with their son. And who is the senator from Kogi representing you? Do you know him? Who is that?
Distinguished Senator Sunday Karimi.
So Sunday
Karimi is already up.
Please thank the Senate for spending all this time.
Thank you, Mr. President.